Yeah, he did. Because my husband
Um,
was saying to me at the weekend, two of our players either he went to me, guess what? Two players either scored or assisted, and I went Nketiah and Smith Rowe. He went, there you go. I was like, what a surprise! Because actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm wishing we didn't sell Smith Rowe. It's all right, people saying he's, we're going in a different direction. He wasn't strong enough, this, that, and the other. But you know what? I don't think we gave him the chance to develop. There were so many moments of wonderment from him that you saw in training, you saw on the All or Nothing series on Amazon, and he played beautifully with Saka. And I don't think it was explored. I don't think of what Arteta did there was a very tunnel vision thing of this is where I'm going, and I don't think Smith Rowe was on the plan. And that
do you think Nwaneri has had anything to do with that?
yeah, I do, because I think he's younger. I think he's Smith Rowe's more stoic,
Yeah,
reserved.
it's a bit more mobile and a bit more aggressive.
I think definitely. You saw him the other
Confident.
day. He didn't care who he
Yeah, he wasn't bothered, was he?
he wasn't bothered about
Yeah,
coming up against Song and any of the
yeah,
other Tottenham players. In
yeah.
fact,
Trying turning in the middle of the park and everything. He was just like, yeah, I don't care who you are, mate.
no, his control of the ball was incredible.
Yeah, he controlled it into space as well, which I thought was quite clever.
Intelligent player. He's a very
Yeah.
and actually I can see, and I think I'm not claiming to know Arteta's mind, but one thing I've always loved about Saka, we saw it at the weekend as well. I know we're going to talk about this later, but that he reads the game incredibly well. So whenever you saw it, there were players that were taking either free kicks or corners for Spurs. He wasn't in the box trying to get involved in it. He was actually on the outskirts. He was waiting for the deflection. He was waiting for the ball to come back. He's a very clever player, which is a kind of a contradiction to how I feel about Saka a lot of the time, because he's a very clever player, reads the game, but he's also equally predictable when he gets on the ball. And I think him and Nwari are going to work very, very well, because he's got that passion and that fire and the not giving a shit attitude that I think Smith Rowe was lacking. And I think that's the only real thing. I just feel like at the moment, until he's really proved a bit more to me, I still think the Sterling deal was a no-brainer. But there is also part of me that says, why didn't we keep Smith Rowe and go for the Sterling deal when the Sterling deal hadn't actually cost us any money? Like, it just feels a bit like, I mean, I've seen him in training and I've seen him in when he played for the youth team. Smith Rowe can play quite comfortably in the middle. If we had that problem with Erdegaard and Rice being out, yes, of course we had Jorginho, we had Partey, we had these other players. But just to know that we had Smith Rowe to slot in as well, I just feel like we might have cut our nose off to spite our face this early in the season. Maybe
The thing is, we have been in that situation before, and he's not been available. So that is the other problem. So, it's not as if I agree. Last season, maybe he could have given him more opportunities, but seasons gone by, I think that he's he's just not been available when he's needed to be called upon. So
and the other thing as well is that if he's a player that's hardly played and we're able to make 35 million from him, it's a no-brainer as well. Yeah, and he's a youth player. Like, he's come from Hale End. That is 100% profit. I get this. I just don't want us to turn into a club that's churning out these fantastic young players just for us to be able to sell them to buy a superstar.
No, I don't think we're going to do that, but I do think that there is going to be an element of that. And I think that every club nowadays, with the rules as they are, I think that's got to be the way forward, because if you're producing and turning them out like Man City are turning them out, then the income is coming in, because at the end of the day, we need that revenue. It's not like it's not like Man City where they've got twice as much revenue as we have.
No,
apparently, we need the revenue. Now, did you see the news on the new shirt sponsor?
No, what's this?
So the Fly Emirates shirt sponsorship deal is going up to 60 million plus per year. in line with Man United.
Jeez.
So yeah, I don't know if that's including the naming rights, but that was on. It was Lucas that. I'll give you his contact because you can follow him and he gives you the insights and such like as well.